What is the difference between filter? We discussed as part of the data visualization, we discussed slicer and filter. First, tell me what is slicer? What is a slicer? Using slicer, we can make our report uh, interactive, isn't it? Using a slicer, we can make our report very interactive, isn't it? Without slicer, can you make the report interactive? No, right? So using slicer, we can enable the reporting user to apply any type of the filter on our visual in the single page, correct? No. Filters applied on row level and the slicer will apply to enter table. No. So you can apply using the slicer, we can apply the filter for the entire report page. Using filters, you can apply filter to a specific visual alone. That is possible. If I want to apply a filter to a specific visual, okay, that is possible. And also, if you want to use the filter to apply the filters to the entire report page, that is possible. And across the page is also possible with filter. But slicer, you using slicer, you cannot apply the filter to a specific visual. That is not possible. And but like filter, in the case of slicer, if you select, if you make any selection the slicer, that filter will get applied to the entire page. So all the visuals on your report page will get refreshed based on the values that you selected in your slicer. Okay. But using slicer, you cannot apply filter specific visual. That is not possible. But with filter, that is possible. And moreover, you can use a slicer to apply the filter across the rows or a specific, across the pages or specific pages. Sync slicer. We discussed about sync slicer. How many of you remember sync slicer? What is sync slicer? What is sync slicer? Sync slicer. My question is this one second. Sync slicer. Definitely they'll be asking what is sync slicer and give me an example and how to implement this one and what kind of scenario that you implemented sync slicer. Using filter, we can synchronize the filter across the pages, but with sync slicer, you can synchronize the filters or the values that you selected in the main page slicer. You can synchronize it to across the pages and also you can synchronize it to specific pages. For example, in my report, I have summary page is there, summary page, and I have another page is like top 10 products, top 10 customers, right? So here I have a slicer. So if I here, I'm going to select, for example, the uh, customers, right? Or customer regions, let's say top 10 regions. I have region slicer. I'm going to select north and south. And all the visuals in this page will get refreshed with the north and south related data. Okay. And the same filter needs to be applied to other pages also. That is possible with Sync Slicer. But with Sync Slicer, you can select this, the desired pages. For example, I want this filter or the values that I selected in my slicer as part of my summary page that should get applied on page 1 and page 3, page 2 and page 3. That is also possible. The advantage of sync slicer is you don't have to duplicate the slicer manually across the pages or the specific pages or in the desired pages. Okay, for that you need to go to the ribbon, right? So the view ribbon also. So there you will find the sync slicer. When you click on it, a sync slicer pane will get created. There you can configure which all pages the same slicer can be displayed, and also it can synchronize that pages, right? So in that case, what will happen is whatever the filter, for example, north region and south region related performance alone, you show it in this page, it will show. And also whatever the pages that you configured with your sync slicer, in that page also this filter will get applied automatically. Okay, so in this case, there is no manual effort. You don't have to manually go and copy paste to all the other pages. If you have lesser number of pages are there in your report, that is possible. Manually, you can copy paste it. But if you have more number of pages in a single report file, the copy paste may lead to some kind of issues. If you inadvertently, if you do not copy paste to a specific page, it will cause some kind of confusion. So one is it will save time, and other thing is it will improve the reporting users experience. Sync slicer. Okay. So okay, what is edit interaction? How many of you remember edit interaction? What is edit interaction? And during visualization, I discussed about edit interaction. What is edit interaction? Definitely they'll ask in the interview, what is edit interaction? I'll just write it here. Edit interaction. By default in Power BI report, right? So all the visuals are interactive. The visuals are interacting with one another. By default, Power BI report, is an interactive one. Each visual interacts with every other visual in the same page, right? For example, if I go here, and for example, if I select 2021 in this visual, this filter will get applied across the visuals. Look here. Can you see 2022? No, right? If I select 22 here, 1 second, it's 2022. Or let me do one thing. If I select this one, here it is year, right? Year, because look here, I did not select it well. I just double clicked on it. So now I can see only the 2022. So every visual is, if I select any specific value in this visual, the corresponding value will get refreshed in all the other visuals. Correct? For example, if I go and double click on this one 2021, we can see 2021. And if I double click on this one 2022, so it takes some time to refresh it. Okay, here we have everything. We have the mix of both, right? If you have this kind of confusion, you just make it a show as table. And here we can see everything. I just go back here. And then in this case, year 2022, if I select this, when I select this one, yeah, if I go up here, yeah, I did not, I think you need to click on it here, okay? So now it shows correctly. And if I go to the show as a table, look here, everything is 2022 and it shows. Everywhere it shows 2022. So if I select something here, for example, if I double click on it on the empty page, it is just got cleared automatically. And if I select the 2021 here, all the other visuals, March 2021 related data it shows here. Since here we have only year column here, so in 2021 and 2022, 3rd March, whatever the sales were there, it has to look here, the 910 purchase amount it shows here, right? March 2021. And 4,56,000, it is showing it here. So if you select any specific item in a visual, all the other visuals in your reporting page will get refreshed based on the value. This is called cross highlighting. What is the difference between cross filtering and cross highlighting? How many of you remember this? Cross filtering and cross highlighting. What is that? You have not revised the topic so far that I covered, right? I just what is cross filter and cross highlighting? Look here, I just for the sake of illustration, we can use this one itself. What I'll do is I'm going to convert this as clustered column chart. Or bar chart. We will make it as a bar chart. And I'm going to convert this one also as a bar chart. Okay, I just move this up. Painful. 1 second. I just no. I'm not talking about that cross filter. Okay, I'm not talking about data modeling. I'm talking from the data visualization point of view. What is cross filter and cross highlighting? What is cross highlighting? So here we can see that the sales amount is a green color, and forget about the quantity. Okay, purchase amount is this color, right? Sales amount and purchase amount. Okay, fine. And here, if I select any specific value, for example, if I select the categories dairy here, right? The category, if I select this one, so if you see here, 1 second, yeah, in the dairy, right? So for example, here I have just selected the dairy category, right? I have selected the dairy category. We have so many categories. The moment when I select the dairy category, rest of the categories got dimmed, right? So it became so dim. We are not able to see very clearly, but this looks so bright. Similarly, right, if you look at all the other visuals, the dairy product related items in the other visual got highlighted. You can see here, right, the dim colored one, right? So the dim colored one, that is not related to dairy. So cross highlighting is if you select any specific value, or I'll just take another simple example, but here you have so many things. Okay, what I will do is I will take, I'll just remove this order date and everything. I'll just put category here and then yeah, so and here I'm going to say the same thing. I just use this donut chart, and here also I'm going to use a donut chart. This is related to sales amount, this is related to your purchase amount. Okay, let it be there. So now if I select the dairy item here, okay, what happens? The rest of them got dimmed here. Okay, I'll just choose the different theme here. For example, if I click on the green color, what happened? The rest of them became dim, right? Rest of them got dim. And if I select it somewhere here, all the all the 1, 2, 3 colors, 3 categories colors got bright now. So if I keep this is a dry fruits and this is a personal care and this is a dairy. The same thing is here, but here it displays the amount, sales amount. Here it displays the purchase amount. Okay. If I select any specific item in the visual, okay, if I select any specific item in the visual, it gets the rest of the values, right? Rest of the values will get dimmed, and the same thing got refreshed across the visuals. And here also the same thing happened. Did I do anything here? Nothing, right? I'll just do it one more time, guys. Watch here. So, for example, if I select this one, the dry fruits, if I click on it here, double click on it here. 1 second. If I click a single time, if you click on it once, what happens? When you click on it once on any specific visual, the corresponding item gets gets filtered across the visuals, and the rest of the non-relevant categories got dim. This is called cross highlighting. But for example, if I just want to, for the sake of example, right, simplicity, I just move this here. I'm going to copy paste this one here. Control C, Control V. And here I just do this one. For this visual, I'm going to use quantity. Okay. For example, this is the dry fruits. When I select this, when I click on it once gently, all the other visuals got highlighted with the item. The dry fruits category got highlighted in all the other visuals, isn't it? The rest of the non-selected items became dim. Because it's not so bright, right? It became dim. But when I click on it somewhere here, now the filter got refreshed, right? And similarly, if I select this one, this is a personal care category. Since I clicked on the personal care category, it became so bright and rest of them became dim. The same value got refreshed across the other visuals. And what I will do is I'll just convert this as a table visual. Let us check, is this the applicable in the table visual also? Look here, the moment when I select the personal care here, rest of them became dim in all the other visuals. The same filter, right, got applied. It's got cross highlighted, right? The relevant category got cross highlighted across the visuals. And here what happened? Cross filter happened. It is showing only the relevant item. The non-relevant categories, it is not showing it like how it is displaying it in the other visuals. This is called cross filter. Okay. So cross highlighting is whatever the item, if you select a specific value or a specific item in a visual, it gets cross highlighted across the visuals. This is applicable in the case of, this is applicable for all the visuals except the table visual. Table visual, it is not showing the non-relevant items because it is not like, it's not a, the visual chart, right? Like this to dim the rest of the items, isn't it? I just click on. For example, if I do the personal care alone here, what happens? So in this case, right, it is getting cross highlighted. Personal care got cross highlighted, and rest of the visuals also it is getting cross highlighted. Look here, personal care is got highlighted. Here also it got highlighted. Here also it got highlighted. But the same thing, if I do it the opposite, right, it is not happening. For example, if I do this, only the personal care is displaying here. Okay, so simple term cross highlighting is nothing but if you select any specific value, except that value, rest of them will get dimmed. We can say that too also, right? Rest of the value. So it's or the whatever the item that you select in a specific visual, the same item will get cross highlighted across the visuals. Rest of them becomes non. So this is called cross highlighting. So what happened? There are some reporting users, they don't want the items that are irrelevant to them to be displayed along with the relevant one. So if I want to view the personal care related data in all the other visuals, but when I select this one, personal care item got highlighted, including this table also, right? Across the visual and including this visual, personal care got highlighted. Okay, the blue, the indigo color. Okay, rest of them became dim. But there are some users, right? They may not prefer this one. So what they want is, hey, if I select personal care, all the visuals should display only the personal care, not the irrelevant one. Okay, so that is where we use the slicer. So when I use slicer here, slicer is also a visual. It is an on-canvas visual. One second, I just click on the slicer. I just move this up and I just drop the category here. For example, if I select personal care, all the visuals get refreshed with displaying only the personal care. Okay, all the visuals in my report page will get refreshed with only the filter that I selected in my, or the value that I selected in my slicer. This is called cross filter. Display only the relevant items. Cross highlighting is display the relevant as well as the non-relevant items, but the item which I selected, it should get highlighted. Rest of them will become dim. Is it clear? Cross filter. See, the classic example is slicer. If I select dairy, all the visual will show only the dairy related data. Okay, I'm going to clear this one. Now, if I select the personal care, all the visuals gets highlighted with personal care, but still it displays the non-selected items also, right, along with this. But that became dim, only this one got highlighted. For example, if I select dry fruits, I just select dry fruits, all the other categories got dimmed except the dry fruits, right? So that means if you select any specific value in a visual, that will get the same value will get highlighted across the visual. That is called cross highlighting. If I select any specific visual in my slicer, only that specific visual get displayed, unlike the cross highlighting. Are you able to understand or not? Fine. The next question is, this is what the difference between cross highlighting and cross filtering. The next question is, how do I restrict the interaction between the visual? Yes, Sagar, you're able to understand, right? Okay. So by default, the visuals are interactive by nature. That's what we are saying. If I click here, only the green get highlighted. When I click on this maroon color, only the maroon get highlighted across. This is called cross highlighting. With this, we were able to understand the visuals are by default interactive. If I hit him here, it has a ripple effect here also. If I hit him here, the ripple effect is there everywhere, right? So, okay. So by default, all the visuals are interactive by nature in Power BI. Is there any way can I restrict the interactions between the visuals? Why should I restrict the interactions between the visuals? Because nowadays we are working with humongous amount of data. For example, you just assume that for this visual, the data are coming from a specific table which consists of almost 0.4 billion records. And this visual coming from the same table but different filtering condition that you used it. This data consists of close to 0.6 billion records. So in that case, when you select any specific item mistakenly also, right, the other visual also getting refreshed with this specific value that you selected, or the specific value which you selected, it gets highlighted across the visual. This one will literally slow down the performance. So to optimize the performance, you can use edit interaction where it is available. This is what we discussed. Look here in the not in the modeling ribbon, in the format, right? So in the format ribbon, you will find edit interaction. Okay, we can watch this video. Okay, what is edit interaction? Why do we edit interaction will help us to restrict the default behavior of the visuals to interact with each other. Okay, we can control interactions. We can say this way, right? We can control the interactions between the visuals using the edit interactions option. Why should I do that? Because the volume of the data which we are using it quite huge. Mistakenly, if a user select a specific item in a visual, all the other visual gets highlighted. Okay, hence it, which means it has to, display the relevant category across relevant category related value across the visuals. And behind the scene, it has to pull the data from the backend and it has to show it, right? So for that reason, it takes longer time. This is one way of optimizing your performance. In the interview, definitely they will ask you guys, most of the projects, including the data science projects, we spent a lot of time staying awake day and night because of the volume of the data. It's all very, 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 very huge. Okay. So that is the reason why most of guys are lost their sleep because of the humongous amount of data. Nowadays we are getting huge amount of data. So the next question is, okay, so in that case, how did you optimize your report performance? We have used the edit interaction. It's one of the answers you can give it to them. We have used the edit interaction so that we are able to control the interactions between the default. We are able to override the default behavior of the interactions between the visuals. Okay, fine, we are done. So, okay, you have been telling about this one. The next question is, what is cross filtering from the visualization point of view? Sorry, not the visualization point of view. In the case of data modeling point of view, data modeling, what do you mean by cross filtering? What do you mean by cross filter? So what are the options are available in cross filter? What are the options? This is the one of the questions asked in Wipro. What are the options are available in cross filter? So if I click on, you click on any, the thing here. I just click on it. Can you guys see the cross filter direction? What are the options are available in cross filter direction? Okay. So if you click on here, you can see single and both. Single, both. I'm going to click on cancel. Okay, that's all. So cross filter direction has two properties. One is the single and other one is both. And single is the default behavior. If you write single is the default cross filter direction. Full stop. So when do you use the cross filter direction both? What kind of scenario that you will be using cross filter direction both? What is your answer? Cross filter direction both. See, look here, uh, between the location dimension table and the sales fact table, the arrow is going down, which means the value location key is flowing from your location dimension table to your sales fact table down here, right? It is flowing down from your location dimension to sales fact. That's why we can see the down arrow. But if you see here, we have two arrows. The dim category, the category ID, cat ID is flowing from your dim category table down to your product dimension table. And similarly, the category ID from my product dimension table to dim category, it is moving up, right? So that's why, so in this case, look here, in this case, the location dimension table can filter the sales fact table. Sales fact table cannot filter the location dimension table. If you want, see in this case, what happened? The category dimension table can filter the product dimension table, and product dimension table can also filter back my category dimension table because we have enabled the bidirectional relationship between these two tables. Cross filter direction both. We had manually set the cross filter direction both. Hence, both the table can filter each other. That is fine. Give me the scenario where you have enabled the cross filter direction both. If they ask you, okay, you dominate them by giving, detailed explanation. Okay, if you answer the question, like yes or no kind of thing, right? They'll ask multiple questions. So if they ask you, okay, what kind of scenario that you can use cross filter direction both. So you can tell them, for example, we have a scenario where the sales fact table got linked with category dimension table, and then, location dimension table, and then the product dimension table. So we have a reporting requirement wherein we wanted to know how many number of products sold in location and each product sold in how many location. How many number of products we sold in each location. In Pune, how many number of products I sold? Product A, product B. Product A, I sold 100. Product B, I sold 50. This is the report they wanted to see. Okay. But here the data are stored in different tables, right? Location dimension, product sales fact table. And then where is the product dimension? Product dimension table is here. I just move this up so that you'll be able to understand very well. So location, they wanted to understand in each location, Pune, how many items we sold in product A, and product B, how many items we sold it in Chennai. This is the question. Okay. And next one is, Next question is, let's see what man asks. Okay, give me a list of the products where we sold which location, how many locations. In each product, how many locations we sold. Product A we sold in 10 locations, product B we sold in 20 locations. Product A we sold in 10 locations, right? You wants to see the breakup of which locations, how many products we sold. So these two things are different. So in that case, we have to use the location dimension table to filter the product dimension table, and product dimension table, we need to use it to filter the location dimension table. Since these two tables do not have direct relationship, what we do is, in order for the location dimension table to filter the product dimension table, we will have to enable the bidirectional relationship between product dimension and sales fact table. And if you want the product dimension table to filter the location dimension table, we need to enable the bidirectional relationship between these two tables. Very simple, guys. For example, you take any table, right? So what you wanted to use that, let's say you want to take a specific table and you want to filter a target table. So in that case, the target table and your fact table needs to be enabled bidirectional relationship. For example, you wanted to use this as a base table and you want to use this as a target table. The target table and this table needs to be enabled bidirectional relationship. Okay, you need to tell this way and then go extra mile by saying that though we have enabled the cross filter direction both to meet this specific requirements, we did not enable the manual configuration. We did not set it manually. What we did, we have used the cross filter function, DAX function. Cross filter function wherein we have defined the bidirectional relationship between the tables. For example, I want to use the location dimension table to filter my product dimension table. So this is my target table. So in that case, what we did, the cross filter function, I have used the product dimensions, product ID column, and then sales fact tables, product ID column, and then I specified the property both in the cross filter function. That cross filter function, I invoked it via the calculate function. So in that case, what happened? The bidirectional relationship got established between the target table and my sales fact table temporarily until the computation has been done. What was the computation? Count of the order number or something. Sorry, count of product ID, something like that, right? So count of product ID or something like that. So in that case, what will happen? Each location gives me the total number of products on each location, how many products we sold in each location, that I can get it. The same way I did it for the other thing. The reason why I used the cross filter function, the DAX function, is we don't want to enable the bidirectional relationship, manually like this. It will literally slow down the performance. For that reason, as a best practice, you use the cross filter function as part of the calculate function, because you cannot use the cross filter function upfront, right? You cannot use it as it's not a standalone function. You have to invoke it via other function. In this case, we have used the calculate function. Calculate function is really helpful to invoke another function. That's all. So how much time it took? Almost 8 minutes, right? You consumed much of his time. So he left with hardly few questions. Got it? It's very simple here, right? So that's all. You need to hear my videos multiple times, right? So, and watch it and then practice it. You are all set. Okay. 1 to many. They will give you some scenarios, they'll give you some tables, and they will, ask you to, find out whether the relationship exists between the tables or many to many or 1 to many. Right? For that, you just go and watch my go and look at the PL 300 certification dump, where you can find the questions with answers also. Okay, you can work on. So these are the questions that you can expect. What is cross filter direction? If they ask you blindly cross filter, you can ask them a question like, are you asking about the cross filter from the visualization, data visualization point of view, or from the data modeling point of view? If they say it is from the data modeling point of view, you need to explain the way how I did it. If they ask you to explain what is cross-filter from the data visualization point of view, give the example. For example, in our report, we have slicer, and rest of them are clustered column chart and a bar chart, and we have donut chart and tree map. When in the case of slicer visual, when you select any specific visual, only those specific values that you selected will get populated in the entire page of my report visuals, or all the visuals in my report will get refreshed with only those specific visuals, so those specific selections that you made in my slicer. So in that case, it will display only the relevant information. Non-relevant information is not getting displayed. Display only the relevant information. What is cross filter? I explained you. Yeah, I understood. I understood. Okay. So I understood. Henceforth, please watch all the videos without fail. But anyhow, that is also the reason why I started with the question answer today. Because if I continuously talking, it's something like, I don't care about patient's health. Better let me finish my surgery. It should not be like that, right? Surgery over, patient is not alive. It should not be like. So that's the reason why I have given you the hint, right? So I started with the interview questions so that you'll be able to think about it. Okay, fine. And when it comes to the dimensions, right? What is the difference between dimensional, star dimensional modeling, and then the snowflake schema? What is star schema or snowflake schema? What is the difference between these two? This is a data modeling question. Sagar, okay, fine. So what is the difference between star schema and a snowflake schema? Look at this star schema, right? The fact table is surrounded by multiple dimension tables. This fact table is surrounded by multiple dimension tables. But if you see here, this dimension table, is not directly linked with this one. It is actually not a star schema. It is a snowflake schema. We have decomposed the dimension table into more than one dimension table. Whenever you see like this in your data model view, which means, right, if all the dimension tables are directly connected to your fact table, that is called star schema. This is a simple thing, okay? If any one of the dimension table is not directly filtering the fact tables, that means, right, this dimension, or if you see the dimension table is linked with another dimension table instead of the fact table, with that itself you can analyze the snowflake schema. If you have the data, which is in the hierarchical format, if you want to display the data in the hierarchical format, we go for the snowflake schema. But the flip side of using the snowflake schema is, for example, if somebody is asking me in each category how many units we sold, quantity. In each category, how many units we sold. If somebody asks you, what will be your answer? Yes, you can filter this one because this table is filtering this table is filtering, but this table is not directly filtering this table. If to answer to this business query, the category dimension table has to access the sales fact table via this product dimension table. Hence, there is a overhead, right? It's something like you wanted to talk to your manager, but in between, let's say you cannot talk to your manager directly. Somebody is sitting in front of him and he's hindering you, right? You cannot talk to him. But there is a rule, right? You have to talk to your project leader, then only your project leader will allow you to talk to your manager, right? So in that case, you have the additional layer in between you and your manager. He is like a project leader, right? You have to talk to him and he should be able to talk. When he is the one has to talk, right? He's the one has to allow you to talk to this guy. So in this case, what happens, Snowflake schema, though it is good to save the storage space, but it is not good when we have huge volume of data, because it requires multiple joins. You need to join this table and this table needs to be joined with this table. Behind the scene, that is what is happening. Instead of joining these two tables directly, you have to join, these three tables you need to join it to answer this business query or each category, how many units we sold, right? For that, it has to. So the dimension table, if a dimension table filters another dimension table directly, that means it is a snowflake schema. In the case of star schema, all the stars all the dimension tables will filter your fact table directly. In other words, your fact table is surrounded by the dimension tables. Now the next question is, okay, what is dimension table? What is a fact table? Can you explain? What will be your answer? What is the dimension table? What is the fact table? So likewise, every answer of yours will lead to another question. The dimension table provides context to the measures in my fact table. So the fact table consists of all the key columns. What is that? ID, customer ID, location. Can you see the customer name? No, right? Can you see the product name here? No, only the product ID is there. Product ID is kind of a key column. Location key is a key column. Location key, product key. So usually we use the key, the naming convention, product key. You just think this is a product key, okay? Product key. Actually, the naming convention is not correct here. Product key, location key. Here also the cat key should be there, and product key should be there, okay? Instead of product ID. So the sales fact table will consist of all the surrounding dimension tables keys plus the measures. What are the measures? Quantity, sales amount, all the numeric values, and profit. Okay. So these were the measures or facts we have. These are the measures we'll be having your sales fact table. Simple sales fact table consists of keys plus facts. Facts are nothing but measures, quantity, units sold, and the sales amount. That's all. Sales fact is nothing but the sales activity will consist of keys from your dimension tables, all the keys from your dimension tables, plus the facts. Facts are nothing but measures. So they'll ask you, what do you mean by measures? Measures, see, in our case, we have used units sold, sales amount, and net margin. And we have used, we have something like operating profit and all. Okay, you can tell them. Okay, what is the dimension? Dimension tables provides additional context to the measures. For example, if I tell you quantity, listen, I have a quantity of 100 available. What is the next question? What do you think about? If I say I have a quantity of 100 available, you'll be asking the question like this. Now, what the hell this quantity 100? It is related to what product made. So you'll tell the product name is, the Dettol. I have the Dettol product available. Dettol product, we have 100 quantity. So to give the context to the quantity, you need to join the product dimension table with the sales fact table via the product ID table, so that this product ID will get linked with this product ID, and then it will go and fetch the corresponding product name, which is nothing but the Dettol. And Dettol, how many units we sold? 100, right? So to give the context to the quantity and sales amount, we are joining the sales fact table with the dimension table. In this case, it's a product dimension table. For example, location, you have another location. Okay, the next question is, okay, the location dimension is helpful in terms of giving additional context, right? So it goes one step further. If you ask, location wise, product wise, can you give me how many units sold, right? So in that case, you need to have additional dimension. So the dimension tables gives context to your numeric values, which are nothing but the facts or the measures. Is it clear? So star schema is nothing but the dimensions. All the dimensions in my model will get directly filter my fact tables. Maybe a single fact table, more than one fact table. So what is snowflake schema? In the case of snowflake schema, there are some dimensions that will filter another dimension instead of filtering the fact table directly. Okay. So, these are the, these kind of schemas we call it as a what? Snowflake schema. Very good, right? Fine. You are able to understand, right? Yeah, fine. See, now we have ChatGPT and everything is still, what? Understanding certain concepts, requires a lot of patience and attention. If you pay close attention, you'll be able to understand, right? And again, with the simplified explanation, you should be able to understand in a matter of seconds. Okay, got it. So now we are done with the data modeling. These are the questions that you can expect. Okay. So what do you mean by dimension? What is a fact table? What is star schema? What is snowflake schema? And what is one-to-many relationship? What is cardinality? Cardinal is nothing but the relationship, the line. So there are different types of cardinalities: one to many, many to one, many to many. Likewise, so one-to-one. In this case, we don't have one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-one is, the example many-to-one is sales factor to product dimension table, sales factor to the location dimension table. These are the many-to-one. So one-to-many. So these are the questions you may expect. Other question is tricky questions like, let's say I have a two-fact table. I have a two-fact table. Can I use a fact table, one fact table to filter another fact table? If they ask you this question, you need to ask them back a question like, are there any key columns exist between these two tables? So can you tell me the table name, fact table name? Or proactively what you do is, let's say I have a two fact table. Can I use one fact table to filter another fact table? Yes, that is possible only if you have a common column exists between these two tables. For example, in our case, we have sales fact table and purchase fact table. Both the table we have order number. So in this case, we have used the sales fact table's order number column to filter the purchase fact table's order number column. Okay. So let's you have shipment fact table. Shipment fact table is very simple to remember, right? Each order can be shipped in multiple. So each order can be shipped in multiple shipments, and each shipment can carry multiple orders. Okay. So basically, we wanted to see how many on each order, how many units sold, and or let's they want to see the breakdown of how many products we ordered, how many products ordered quantity, and then the shipped quantity, they want to see it in a single report along with the order number. So in that kind of situation, you proactively go and tell it. Don't wait until he gives other table. Maybe when they talk about other table, you may not be able to understand the functionality between the tables. Better whatever the function, this is a simple thing, right? Shipment fact table and sales fact table. A single order can be shipped in more than one shipment, and each shipment can carry more than one order related products. Okay. So likewise, so I'm not talking about Swiggy, right? Swiggy also, right? When we order anything, right? So they carry multiple customers, more than one customer's orders. They deliver it to one customer, and then only they'll deliver it to you, right? So something like that. You can order multiple. You can raise multiple orders with Swiggy, and each order can be delivered by single person, but the single person will deliver more than one customer, right? That is a little bit confusing, right? So what tables that are required? Better you can, before he gives a table link, better, you can tell them this way, okay? We can directly filter the fact tables, provided that both the tables should have the same column name, or for example, in our case, we use order number that were available, sales fact table, ship fact, that's all, guys. So these are the maximum questions they can ask. Okay, and the next question, fact table, you can filter it directly. So don't you think you need a bridge table? If they ask, that's the next question, right? You can tell them proactively. Yes, that is the best practice, right? So that is the universal best practice, not specific to Power. That's a universal best practice. Whenever whenever you encounter the many-to-many relationship kind of tables, you better introduce a bridge table between the tables, between the many-to-many table, so that your report, right, it can cater to multiple reporting requirements. It can cater to multiple requirements. Okay, that is the best practice. But if you without the bridge table also, we can do the filtering in Power BI desktop. Okay, but if you have to do it with other programming that will cause some kind of confusion. But in Power BI, that is the beautiful. Okay, you can directly filter a fact table with another fact table. Okay, provided that it should meet with all these things. Okay. Okay, next one is how do you find out the duplicate records? So from the SQL query, I did not start the SQL topic. We will continue the SQL topic in the next session. And I would request, right, for the next 3 days, daily we will have session. Okay, daily we will have session. 1 hour, we'll have it. Okay, so that you will not get exhausted. and we will work on small assignments. Okay, fine. So that we can complete it quickly. Next, for